Der Mann des Schattens, auf der Suche nach dem Abendrachen, ist noch nicht zurückgekommen. Der Herd der Finsternis grollt. Helba, Königin der Finsternis, stellt schließlich ein Heer auf. Alparon, König des Lichts, grüßt sie. Und sie treffen sich am Fuße des Regenbogens. Die verfluchte Welle muss gemeinsam bekämpft werden. Der See von Alba brodelt. Der große Baum des Lichts fällt. Alle Macht zerfällt zu Tropfen im Tempel von Arche Köln. Wesen ohne Schatten, ihre Welt zerfällt zu nichts. Der Mann des Schattens auf der Suche nach dem Abenddrachen kehrt niemals mehr zurück.
The year is 2010, and a young man, going by the alias Kite, has been invited by his friend Yasuhiko to play the world. Yasuhiko, known as the legendary Orca of the Azure Sea, takes Kite to a dungeon to show him the ropes. However, they encounter a girl in white, Aura, being chased by a humanoid monster. Aura attempts to entrust an item, the Book of Twilight, to Orca, but before she can, the entity known as Skaith attacks. Orca tries to defend himself and Kite, but finds himself outmatched.
It wasn't supposed to be this way. I'm sorry. Get out of here!
Just as Skaith is about to do the same to Kite, someone distracts Skaith and transports Kite away. There, the Book of Twilight is added to his inventory. It was at this time that the world's servers crashed for the first time. Kite's player soon discovers that Yasuhiko has fallen comatose after the attack, and he resolves to discover the cause. He meets Black Rose, who takes him to a cathedral using the field code Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground.
Skaith, Enos, Magus. I can't read anything else. The inscription is faded.
Where they are attacked by a headless swordsman. The legendary player, Balmung of the Azure Sky, defeats it, but the monster revives itself with seemingly endless hit points. As the enemy bears down on the players, the Book of Twilight in Kite's inventory activates, altering Kite's character data, changing his appearance, and bestowing upon him the Twilight Bracelet. He uses its ability, called Data Drain, to correct the enemy's code, allowing Balmung to kill it. Balmung accuses Kite of causing the viral infection spreading through the game, and leaves. Kite tells Black Rose about what happened to Orca, and she offers her assistance to Kite.
That was rather childish for Balmung of the Azure Sky, the descendant of Fianna.
I do not speak with hackers.
That boy, he's a friend of your partner.
Orca?
As Kite continues his investigation into the comatose players, he encounters a wave master named Mistral and a heavy axeman named Pyros. He discovers that his questions are being deleted from forums, and he receives a threatening email telling him to stop asking questions. He also receives an email from CC Corp, the company behind the world, informing him that he has won a rare item from a so-called Level Up campaign. The item, Book of Law, supposedly raises his level, but Kite receives an installation error, preventing him from using it. Unbeknownst to him, this item was intended to delete his character data. Kite returns to Makanu, the town that all players start in, and meets up with a pair of players named Elk and Mia. Mia displays her ability to see Kite's bracelet, which is normally invisible to other players. Mia teaches Kite how to use virus cores to gate hack into protected areas. Later, Kite gets an email from Black Rose, who contacted a poster on the forums who had been listing dead-end keywords for new areas. The post was edited by an administrator, and the original keywords in the post were Theta Cursed Despaired Paradise. At the bottom of this area's dungeon, they find a white room with a bed. Within the room are two notes, one left by Harold Hurvik, and another that is an excerpt from the Epitaph of Twilight.
And so I shall name her Aura. Without you, she would not exist. The shining girl, Aura. We will entrust her with our will. Our future is in her hands. She is our...
What is this?
I don't know, but Aura is probably that girl.
You mean the girl who gave you the bracelet?
Yes, I just think it's her.
Look! There's more over here!
Shunning the field, broken by wave. The shadowed girl whispers, surely I will return. Alas, the truth unbeknownst, awaiting her at journey's end, eternal mourning for her land.
Well, that doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah.
A player named Meg is looking for a player named Alf, who went comatose after exploring an area called Theta Chosen Hopeless Nothingness. At the bottom of the dungeon, Kite and Black Rose find Aura, who was attacked by Skaith. This time she didn't escape, and was split into 3 segments by Skaith's data drain. There would be no interference this time, so Kite's party had no choice but to fight. After a long battle, Kite was able to successfully data drain Skaith and defeat him. unscathed stone body melts into the ground as another, more fearsome enemy appeared. Kubia.
Kubia.
As Kite and Black Rose return, they are told that Kite's Book of Law has an error that prevents it from being installed, so it is replaced with the Book of Absolute. This second attempt at deleting Kite's character data goes unsuccessful as well, and Black Rose claims to have never heard of the event these books are supposedly tied to. Soon after, the two receive emails telling them to go to Theta's Soaring Sky Bounded Abyss if they want to know more about the coma victims. This is, however, a trap set up by System Administrator Leos. Leos declares that Kite's bracelet is an illegal hack, and proceeds to attempt to delete Kite's character. Much like the previous attempts, he is unsuccessful, as Kite's data is encrypted by the Book of Twilight. Helba, a hacker, intervenes and convinces Leos to observe Kite for the time being. She introduces the theory that the world is based on the Epitaph of Twilight, an epic poem written by Emma Velant, telling Kite and Black Rose to look for clues within the epitaph. Leos directs the two to investigate an area called Lambda Resurrecting Confused Judgment. Within, they find a creature similar in many ways to Skaith, called Innis. Kite data drains Innis and receives an item named Segment 1. With Innis's defeat came another system crash. emails Kite, revealing that she is an AI, and calls him to an area with the keywords Lambda Merciless Grieving Furnace. As Kite is about to enter this area, he meets with Mistral, who accompanies him. He explains his situation to her, and despite believing he is role-playing at first, she believes him after seeing Aura for the first time. Kite's Segment 1 returns to Aura's body, but he is immediately attacked by Kubia. Together, Kite and Mistral successfully force Kubia to retreat, and Mistral promises to do all she can to help. Short on clues, Kite makes contact with Wiseman, a player who is said to specialize in info regarding the Epitaph of Twilight. After an exchange of items and stories, Wiseman emails Kite, explaining that Innis and Skaith are likely based on the Cursed Wave, an antagonistic force comprised of 8 phases featured in the poem upon which the world is based. Additionally, Wiseman helps grant Kite access to Netslum, a place known as a paradise for hackers and wandering AIs. Kite and Black Rose head to Lambda Pulsating Worst Core and enter Netslum, where they are met by Helba and Balmung, who followed them. Leos appears and threatens to delete Kite's data and the entirety of Netslum, but before he can attempt it, the third phase Magus appears before them. Due to the power of the malicious program, Balmung and Leos are forced to retreat, with Helba following suit soon after. Kite once again succeeds in data draining the phase, and he and Black Rose return to Lambda server. The two are shocked to find that the corruption they encountered in protected areas has now spread to the world's servers.
What the hell happened? You're kidding me, right?
Maybe this was a turning point. The relationship between me and the game, the world, has gone beyond pure amusement. And it was spreading beyond the network.
After draining the third phase, Kite and Black Rose are shocked to find the Lambda server corrupted. At Sigma Chatting Snaring Twins, Kite travels the dungeon alone and picks up data left by Harold. At the bottom, Kite finds Balmung fighting a data bug by himself. He aids him, and the two decide to finally join forces, agreeing that they need each other's power.
The reason Orca and I were investigating the rumor was not because we wanted to find the source, but to prove that the rumor was indeed only that, a rumor.
however. One day we discovered a strange room. It was obviously an unusual and a bizarre alien place. Then Orca said, "Morgana, mode gone."
Morgana, mode gone.
He said he would explain later, and then I lost contact with him.
The whole cannot be changed. We have already lost that chance. Because the time left to us was short, we were mistaken in our path. But now do we realize we should change not the whole, but the parts.
Upon returning, Black Rose asks Kite to meet her at the statue of Aura in the cathedral in Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. She reveals that her brother, Fumikazu, fell into a coma while playing the world. Through this confession, the two reaffirm their determination to continue their mission. Wiseman formulates a plan to combat the cursed wave, enlisting Helba's assistance. Helba directs Kite and Black Rose to Sigma Turbulent Distrusting Ice Wall to defeat the phase waiting there. Data draining the phase, Fidel bestows upon Kite the second of Aura's segments.
Like a frenzied horse that is driven, an unseen wind of plague shrieks across the border. Pandemonium, wailing, and stench of carnage fills the air. There's no place to run, no hope of escape. Those who are mourned will never return. The hands of time cannot be turned back.
Fidel gives the two an ominous warning of disaster before it is destroyed, and, as it vanishes, its words ring true. The aftermath of the battle causes networks in the real world to malfunction. Later, Kite and Balmung follow Leos's orders to take out a data bug in Sigma Rising Implacable Sipping Bug. There, it is revealed by Leos that the corruption threatens to turn the world itself into a virus, and that CC Corp is willing to destroy its own servers to prevent it from happening. Kite understands more than ever that he must hurry and uncover the world's mysteries, as the destruction of the servers means the destruction of the vital link between it and the coma victims that keeps them alive. Aura contacts Kite and asks to meet him at Lambda Merciless Grieving Furnace. There, Leos witnesses Aura's second segment return to her, and the re-emergence of Kubia. Kite manages to repel Kubia, who seems to be growing in power. At Netslum, Leos agrees to join forces with Kite, no longer being able to ignore the threat that Kubia presents. He reveals that CC Corp has already begun preparations to destroy their servers, and plans to cover up the story by blaming terrorist hackers. While waiting for a plan of counterattack, Kite follows a forum post and enters the dungeon of Sigma Resonating False Grasslands, where he finds another white room. This room contains a log cabin and another epitaph fragment.
Wave soars and shrouds the eyes. No means to fight an omnipresent force. The shadowless ones just grieve. Why must it be a wave? Divide if it would just, then retaliate we may.
Harold.
After returning, Wiseman sends Kite another email. He reveals his plan, labeled Operation Breakwater, to quarantine the cursed wave and attack it. Their first mission begins as Leo searches for signs of the wave alongside fellow CC Corp employees that are loyal to him. Wiseman analyzes the data sent, and Kite forms a party to fight the wave. All of the other members of this operation help in forming a quarantine to force the wave to go to the area they want. Kite and Black Rose meet the fifth phase, Gore. And after a long and difficult fight, they succeed in defeating it. For the first time, there are no side effects that arise. But there is little time for celebration, as Helba informs the party of increasing data in the Theta server. The counterattack has finally begun.
All appears to have gone well. An investigation will still be needed, but I guess you've succeeded for now.
Let us rejoice at our triumph.
Kazu. Hold on, we're nearly there.
Theta server. Detecting fluctuation of massive data. The immensity. There's a possibility that it's the cursed wave itself. It's moving.
It's running. This marks the beginning of the counterattack.
Counterattack? No. We have just realized the true rule of the game Harold created.
Fresh off of the victory against Gore, Kite finds Elk searching for Mia. He moves on to the newly opened Omega server to discuss the next move. The server, however, crashes, forcing Elba to connect everyone to her mirror server. This becomes the new base of operations for the team. Kite receives a clue about Harold and heads to Sigma Screaming Windsand's Fate Castle, where he discovers yet another room, this time with a lone tree at sunset and another epitaph fragment.
Over the Keel Mountains meets an ape with human speech. The ape asks, "What clings to you? Bear it, you cannot. accept it, you cannot. But hidden it is from you. Recite its name.
Kite follows Leos's report about a wave residing in Sigma Graceful Tempting Fallen Angel. He finds Mia and Elk there, and, to his shock, discovers that Mia is actually the 6th phase named Maha. Kite has no choice and reluctantly defeats Maha. Elk blames Kite for Mia's destruction and runs off as Leos informs Kite that the wave is returning to Omega Cruel Vindictive Scars. In the dungeon, Leos reports that Elk has run away from his post with the vaccine used to combat the virus. At the bottom, Kubia appears once more, and Leos orders Kite to abort the mission, as the wave has absorbed the special vaccine and created an antibody, wiping out Leos's entire team. Kite, however, returns Aura's final segment to her, and the wave stops dead in its tracks, allowing Kite to continue and fight Kubia. He succeeds in repelling Kubia, who has grown even stronger, and is told that the wave has started moving again. The team gathers once more under Helba's behest, and they begin what Kite dubs Operation Orca. They quarantine the 7th phase, Tarvos, at Omega Cruel Vindictive Scars, and successfully defeat it. Before the final battle, Kite searches out for the creator of the game, Harold Hurvik, who is located in Delta Reincarnated Purgatorial Altar. At the bottom of the dungeon, he finds a large stone in the center of another white room. A message from Harold is written on it, as his spirit survives beyond death through his AI incarnation.
Who are you?
This is Harold?
My name is Harold.
What? Hey, you're nothing but a piece of rock! You're responsible for the cursed wave, aren't you? All right then, fix this thing!
No. The passage of time is irreversible. Birth or death. Now only these two choices remain.
What? What are you saying?
Aura!
Aura, the child of light. Emma's daughter. My daughter. Just a little more.
It's no use. This guy is totally gone.
Aura, I have something I want to ask you. You said that I shouldn't fight Kubia, but why?
Kubia is a shadow. When there is light burning in the darkness, a shadow is born. When the bracelet appeared in this world, Kubia was born as well. The bracelet and Kubia are the opposite sides of the same coin. Therefore, if you defeat Kubia, the bracelet will be destroyed.
Kubia must have already known that, and that's why it kept running away.
Kubia will no longer run away, because I have finally been released.
do you mean?
Massive data believed to be the wave is heading in your direction. That's the last one. Destroy it!
Traveler, take this to heart. It is darkest before the dawn.
Run away. It is not too late.
We'll defeat it and end this.
No, it's not. That is...
Kubia ambushes the group and destroys the AI Herald. In their final battle, Kubia seems invincible, resurrecting itself whenever it reaches 0 HP. It seems impossible to defeat. Kite recalls Aura's warning and orders Black Rose to destroy the bracelet. Despite her initial objection, she does so, and as the bracelet is destroyed, Kubia also disappears into nothingness. Back at the Omega server, the party laments that they are without their greatest weapon, the Twilight Bracelet. But the enemy has also lost Kubia. Left without much time to plan, the wave goes on the offensive, and the final phase, Corbinic, appears before them. The party puts up a valiant fight, destroying Corbinic's first form and dealing considerable damage to its second. But Corbinic erects an impenetrable barrier, nullifying any and all attacks against it. Just as it seems they have no chance to succeed, the spirits of all the coma victims, including Orca, Sieg, Sora, and Kazu, all the people that Kite met along the way, appear and attack Corbinic, weakening its shield. Kite penetrates Corbinic's barrier and destroys the final phase. However, as Corbinic begins to fade, the will of the world, Morgana, manifests and fuses with Corbinic to begin the attack anew.
The server!
What?
It's crashing. No, it can't sustain. You're almost there. Helba!
During the battle, the Omega server starts to break down again. Just as it is on the verge of destruction, the battle is moved to yet another mirror server as a result of the efforts of Junichiro Tokuoka and Mai Minase, who are watching the battle take place from within CC Corp itself.
Doesn't matter.
With no more threat of a server breakdown, Kite's party continues the battle. Just as it seems Morgana is defeated, she uses her strongest ability, Drainheart.
It's Drainheart.
This is it.
Monk!
Everyone around Kite is suddenly drained, and just as he is targeted, Elk makes an appearance and sacrifices himself to save Kite, asking forgiveness for what he did.
I won't.
I'm not giving up!
Just as he is about to strike, Aura appears in front of him and is hit instead. This occurs because, in order for her to become complete, it was necessary for Aura to understand the concept of self-sacrifice. As she dies, Aura also destroys Morgana, and the world then begins to normalize. Everything has returned to what it should be. The coma victims reawaken, and the corruption is gone. The story of Kite's struggles became a legend among the players of the world. The heroes who discovered the mysteries of the world became known as the dot.hackers, and they became legendary players included in the official history of the game's lore.